Getting that perfect summer tan is not an easy task, but our next guest has got that figured out. Let's welcome Brooke Erickson with Branded Sunless Studio to the table.
Yay!
Hello. She has arrived.
Finally, I know.
With the sun,
Excited
with the summer
to be
and
here.
the sun.
And she looks glowy. So
Perfect little, just a little glowy tan.
You get out of the basement sometimes, yeah?
I do, shockingly, not very often, but I do venture out sometimes.
Awesome. Well, let's start there. So, the history of the business.
Yes.
How many years ago?
It started 5 years ago.
Okay.
It'll be 5 years in July. And it started just kind of as like a little hobby. It wasn't supposed to be what it turned into. With my job as a dental hygienist, that was my main job. It just kind of was supposed to be a little side, family, friends type thing. And it just evolved and it turned into this crazy successful business that I just would have never imagined that's what it would be.
Well, I kind of love it because of the health benefits. So I know, like laying out with tinfoil and oil, yes, all the things that's out in the
ruined my skin, and I think as I'm aging now, I'm noticing it more and more.
You don't
and I
notice it
never
first,
knew that I needed this, and now I
Exactly.
do. Now I'm past
Yep.
that point.
It gets to the point that you're like, okay, now I need to start taking it seriously. But unfortunately, it's when we're young that we don't pay attention to it, and then when we pay for it later. So.
Well, it's really kind of become mainstream also. It used to be just for like bodybuilders, but everybody's doing it.
Everyone. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I have all ages. I have men, women, every ethnicity. I've spray tan basically everyone at this point. So
Really?
it's-
Other ethnicities?
Yeah,
even if
because
they have-
it doesn't have to be. That's a common misconception. Is I think a lot of people think, oh, a spray tan's gonna be super dark or it's gonna be orange or whatever, but we can customize it to each individual skin tone. So I could do a different mix for all of you, just depending on what your goals are. So depending on how dark you want to be, how dark your skin is when you come in, your ethnicity, like I said, so if you are more fair, if you're more tan to start with, we can customize it based off that and kind of your goals that way.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
How long do spray tans usually last?
So it all depends, I shouldn't say all depends, but a big part of it depends on how you prep your skin. So I can do my most flawless, perfect job, and if you're not taking care of it the way you need to at home, then there's only so much I can do. I get a good 7 to 10 days out of most of my clients. I've had girls report all the way up to 2 weeks with their spray tans. It does take exfoliating really, really good with a good exfoliating mitt, not something that you get like a lot of the things that like
Not the loofah at the dollar
Not
store?
the loofah, no loofahs, not for exfoliating.
So before going in, do
What about a
really
sand
good.
blaster? Would that help?
Just like
So
etch your
why is
skin.
that so important, the exfoliation?
Yes, so the skin is covered with dead skin cells, as we all know. If you're getting off the dead skin cells before I spray you, then I'm working with a fresh layer of skin. If you have different shedding of your skin going on before you come in my door, then when I spray it on you, those skin cells are already turning over and ready to come off. So your tan's just not going to last as long as it would if you had the fresh layer of skin. So
And I'm
you don't.
assuming you're telling this to people when they're booking, right?
Exactly.
Because I've had
Yep.
many spray tans and I don't ever recall.
Exactly.
being
Yeah.
told
There's
this.
a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch that goes behind a spray tan that people don't even understand. Everyone just thinks, oh, it's just a spray tan, no big deal. But there's so much that goes into the prep and aftercare of a spray tan to get the best results.
So how long does it take to dry when you spray somebody?
Yes. It's
Yeah, give us a start to finish.
start the
kind of-
vision. That's
Yeah.
how we do.
Exfoliate, number one.
Yeah, call me first and then we'll go from there. So it does take, it does feel kind of stickier on the skin just because it does have moisturizing ingredients in it. So it's actually hydrating your skin versus drying your skin out. So you do leave kind of feeling a little bit sticky. You feel like you're messing it up when you get dressed. But you're good to get dressed and go as soon as I'm done with you. So
It's not going to rub off.
it can kind of rub off on your clothes a little bit, but it washes right out.
Okay, so if I were to come exfoliated, right, perfectly, and then I come in, there's a lot of viewers. Am I naked? Do I wear my swimsuit? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, no, you can wear whatever you're comfortable with. So
Okay.
I don't have any rules as to what you have to wear or don't have to wear. Whatever you feel best in is great with me, but you have to keep in mind tan lines. So whatever you have on your body while I tan you is what your tan lines will be. So if you have certain swimsuits that you want to make sure that are high enough, or you want to tuck your straps in or whatever, you just have to make sure that you're situated where you want to be before I spray you.
I'm also guessing you would want to wear clothing that's going to get ruined.
It'll wash right out, actually. So
It really does?
Yep. So you can wear whatever, and it should come right out of your clothes.
But I imagine I'd leave in a muumuu or something. Like I would be afraid of I don't want to get like huge lines, like in my bra line or anything.
Yeah.
Right
So you do want to wear loose-fitting clothes to come to your tan. So like long sleeves and long pants, something that's dark. That way you don't have to worry about the color transfer. But yeah, just loose-fitting long sleeves, long pants. Just that way your skin's not sticking together. If you're touching your skin, that's where you can get the color transfer, and it can stain, leave like color transfer areas. So it's recommended to wear the long sleeves and long pants.
And then do you need to? When do we shower after?
So that's what's awesome is most of my products are rapid tans, meaning you can rinse them off as soon as you want, basically. So this tan that I have on now is very, very light. I left it on for an hour. So you don't have to wear it super long if you just want kind of a light glowy tan. I have girls that wear it all the way up to 12 hours. I have some that love 2, and anywhere in between. So the longer you wear the product, the darker it's going to go. So it kind of will help achieve whatever look you're aiming for.
Oh my goodness,
So that's how you tell. So that's how you gauge how dark you are. So you just give them the same spray, or maybe it's not the same.
Yeah, I customize it. Yeah, so I customize it based off their skin tone. So depending on what color goals they have, as well as like your skin tone. So like I said, I would mix it up differently for you than I would for her.
Right,
just
because someone has a yellow skin tone or
right,
something.
so different color theory and just color customizing it per skin tone. But I mean, for the dance studio girls, I spray them all with the same product, but I can kind of change the rinse off time depending on the desired outcome. But
which I never understood in the beginning. So we've seen Brooke for what, 8 years? I guess
years.
5. Yeah, years.
We're rounding up.
29
because
years.
they're all uniform when they're dancing, and the color looks just so nice. And we've kind of learned through the years too that about 48 hours just so it sets in, and it's what you go dressed in, the silk muumuu, the hair up, the a towel down where she's sleeping if you don't want, but they do wash. It washes right out. Right. But yes, but I do have to. I remember our very first experience. Do you remember?
Oh, I remember.
Yes, we were filming. We were actually filming, and I sent Barrett to have her spray tan for the very first time.
Oh, I remember this.
Do you remember this?
Yes. Went.
And I think Brooke asked, "How would your mom? How does your mom want it, the tan to look, whatever?" And she said, "Really dark.
The darker the better." And I was like, okay. I was like, that's what you normally do. Let's do it.
So she sprayed her twice, yes.
And she's already like,
she's already so dark.
Yeah, she's already
she's got
tan.
that olive
So did
skin.
She was tan.
She was very tan.
She was tan.
And because they tan without anything on, right, she went home and she showed Dad. She's like, "Look, my tan's
so tan, very tan." Okay, so tell us like some of your costs, your price ranges, what you offer.
I try to be pretty competitive with my pricing. I don't want it to be unattainable for people. I know how good I feel with the spray tan on, so I want people to be able to do it when they feel like they want to, versus like, oh, I can only get it for this certain special occasion because it's out of my price range. So I do start at $30 for students, so students can get a little bit of a discount, and then it starts at $35 for non-students, and it goes all the way up in price from there.
Wait, what kind of students are we talking?
Yeah, any student.
Because
she's in her
Oh yeah, girl, that's a discount.
I'm coming in.
We don't discriminate against
I'm coming
students.
in.
They're all welcome. Yep. So
gain an education and get a spray tan.
exactly. Hey, we milk it
I'll
all we
look
can.
smarter. I think it'll make me look smarter.
Exactly. I love it.
Very affordable, very
And then these
private.
products,
Yes.
tell us about those.
Okay, so these are all my own private label products. So
Really?
they come in glass bottles. All of the glass bottles can be refilled. So when you run out of the product, you can bring it back and refill it for a cheaper price. They are all spray tan safe. So I often get questions like, hey, can I use this soap, or is this spray tan safe? All of my stuff is. So I have all this in my studio. I have body washes and lotions and tan extending lotions, which will keep the life of your tan lasting longer, or even if you don't have a tan on when you come. Or I'm sorry, if you don't have a tan on and you want to build a tan, you can use the lotion. It's kind of like a Jergens type vibe, but it's a studio or a salon grade. So it can build your tan without having to get a spray tan, because it does have DHA in it. DHA is the product or the ingredient that colors
I've
your
used
skin.
Jergens and I like it okay because the smell is good. But yeah, the build is
exactly.
Yeah.
So it can build a tan, and then this is my most popular one. This is the tanning water. So this one is like a mist that you spray on your face, chest, anywhere that'll keep the tan, or like I said, build the tan. So, and then this is just self tanner that that flies off the shelf. Everyone loves that.
And it's a foam, it looks like.
It is, yep. That one's a mousse. That one is actually the same formula as some of the products that I'm spraying on you. So sometimes we don't have time for a spray tan, or you're out of town, you need a touch up, or spray tans might not be for everyone. So I do have self-tan.
And the mousse, is that just rub it in your hands and put it on?
Yeah, I have mitts, a good
Do you recommend a mint?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes.
Yep. Yep.
The best
And
way
you
to
sell
do
the
it.
mitts?
I do. Yep, and the exfoliating mitt. So if you need to know what's a good exfoliating mitt, we have those too. Basically anything you need. I have sunscreen. Anything that you need for a spray tan to keep it safe, keep it lasting longer, keep your skin hydrated. We've got all of it. So.
You're amazing. And you just barely boomed and did your new salon in your basement, right?
Yep, I just did that. I was working out of my garage for years and it did the job, and I actually built my business out there. So I hate to hate on it too bad out there because it was great and it didn't keep people from coming.
Right.
So what city do you live in, and how
So
can we
I am in Benjamin.
Okay.
But I'm just right a couple streets over the freeway, so not too far. I have Instagram, branded Sunless is my Instagram. And then my number is 801-856-4917.
Brooke, are you offering discounts for our Studio Chatter viewers?
I am. So if you mention Studio Chatter, you'll get $5 off of your spray tan.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, we're gonna just add student discount,
Studio Chatter discount. Everyone needs a tan.
You may be
love
paying
it.
Angela to come.
Perfect. That's great. We love it.
Oh, thank you, Brooke.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, guys.